Hello everyone and welcome to a high-elo team game of Age of Empires. Today on Christmas Day, we're sitting down to watch Team Holly, made up of Hera in blue as the Tatars and TeTo in green as the Cumans, take on Team Jolly, made up of Fire, playing as the Saracens in red, and Ny4, playing as the Berbers in purple. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate and closed-off surroundings, because I'm going to zoom out, as you can see, we are on Arena and try to get their butts up to feudal, most likely castle, maybe even imperial age as fast as possible. Before we dive into the civilizations, before we take a look at all the fancy team bonuses that each player is going to avail themselves of, why don't we take a very quick look at the actual screen we're watching, the user interface, because I do cast primarily 1v1s, and the team games that I cast are on the live streams, which are late at night. And so I want to make sure everyone knows exactly where to look on their screen as this game continues to develop and as the players continue to gather their sources of food. A few cool differences when you're watching a team game, and let's follow the villager as we do so. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen. This is where you'll see the resources of the players: the wood, the food, the gold, the stone. So not at the top where they usually are. At the top, instead, what you'll find is the team names. So we've got Team Holly and Team Jolly, originally named unimaginatively Team West and East. But I figured, you know what, this is going to show up, not premiere, but it's going to be released on Christmas Day. So why the hell not go with Team Holly and Jolly? And so you'll see on the top left, TeTo's, villagers, and current army. And on the right, you'll see Fires and Ny4, I believe. It is Ny4. I don't think the 4 is meant to be said like the letter A, like old school 1990s AOL chat. But if somebody knows, do let me know. Also, I'm not sure if he's in the KGB clan. If you're not familiar with the KGB clan, a pretty cool clan out of Brazil. It stands for the Killing Generation of Brazil, which is a pretty hefty name for a clan and a pretty cool one with a lot of history. I believe they also go back all the way to the 90s, which I think they were disbanded at some point, but then reanimated and brought back to life. And the last thing I want to point out before we do dive into the team bonuses, because I'm not going to be reviewing my usual civ introductions with all 4 civilizations, will take way too long. But take a look at the top center of your screen. You'll see the 2 and the 26. You'll see the 2 and the 26, or 28 now, by the time I finish that sentence. That's the combined villager counts, or I should say economic counts, although in this case, villager, we're not really going to see any fishing ships, for example. And right underneath that, or sorry, no, villager count is at the bottom, 30 and 30, and army count is 2 and 2. So it basically aggregates all the players. So you can see individually what army counts the player have at the top of your screen, 15-1, 15-1. If you look just a little bit below that, you'll see the actual composition that makes up that army count. And then if you pivot your eyes to the center of the screen, you'll see the total idle villagers for both players on the same team, total population for both players, and total army count and villager count together. So that is where to look at, and that is where I'm going to be looking at. And also at the top left and top right, you'll see the usual upgrades. This time they're double road, so you can see which color and which civ/player has what upgrades. So let's take a look at these team bonuses, because I suspect they're not going to be great. Aside from maybe the Berber one. Genitor is always fun, but let's take a quick look. I believe the Tatar, and yeah, we are looking at the Tatars. Their mounted archers do come with extra line of sight. Now, when your teammate is the Cumans, you're probably going to see a couple of mounted archers out of them, whether cav archers or kipchaks, doesn't really matter. But the bonus, I mean, on a different map, possibly a bit more relevant on a map like this, where it's basically just flat ground. And I'm expecting a lot of big battles to happen, which means a lot of vision for the players already, a lot of structures, outposts, towers, siege workshops, monasteries, etc. So a useful bonus in the earlier stages of the game, although I don't know how many cav archers, or mounted archers, I should say, are going to be out in the earlier stages of the game. But it is what it is. Now, speaking of completely, totally useless bonuses, welcome to the world of the Cumans, where their team bonus is that Palisade Walls have more hit points. Now, luckily for our Cuman, he did start with a stone wall. I guess if Hera wants to build palisades somewhere here, they'll come with 33% more HP, but not exactly a bonus or feature I'm expecting to see at all. Now, also, not one I'm expecting to see at all is the Saracen one, where foot archers come with a +3 attack against buildings. I should say standard buildings. Look at this. Fire already expecting some kind of push out of our Tatar here, who is exploring the southern reaches of the Saracen base. Now, am I expecting foot archers out of the Berbers? Probably not. Probably not. And so also kind of a useless bonus, although anytime I do try to predict anything, it usually goes pear-shaped. I mean, speaking of useless, welcome to the world's most useless gate over here. It literally fronts a forest. Okay, so a bunch of fun in arena already. Now, the one team bonus that I am very curious to see in action is the Berber one, because it does give our Saracen the ability to train Genitors. And so we'll see. Now, why am I excited about Genitors? Because he's going up against the Tatars and the Cumans. The Cuman, by the way, opting to go for a second town center in Feudal Age, being the first to reach Feudal Age. Okay. And these are two civilizations with some pretty cool cav archer units. Hera's villagers waiting a little bit. A market and a blacksmith creating a wall off already. And so he's going to rush his butt up to Castle Age with double bit axe as well. So Genitors could play a significant role, maybe in the later stages of the game. Once, if we're lucky enough to see a big old fashion trash war. What a cool location for a mining camp, by the way. Manages to get 2 resources. That is pretty nifty, and that is a pretty rare. Not something you see every day on Arena. And also something I'm very curious to see is who will get the relics, who will contest, and how hard will they contest. And yeah, so I'm not sure about you guys, the audience who is watching this. And thank you so much for watching this on a holiday, or if you're watching it later, for watching it in general. I've never really seen myself, Hera, in team games such as this, on 2v2s like this. I know he plays them. I've sometimes caught the tail end of them on Twitch when he live streams, but I have not personally seen from start to finish a team game with Hera. He has also played recently a 4v4, I believe. No, it wasn't Rage Force. It was a different map. I think RuneScape. I don't know what the name of the map was, but I'm very excited to see how Hera performs. Oh, one last thing I should point out. The Elos of the players are here on the bottom right of your screen. I put them next to the names because there's no way to really insert them into the top. I guess I could have put them next to the Hera and TeTo and Fire and Ny4. But I put them, that would maybe it would get cut off. So I put them right next to the names. Right now, what we're having here, speaking of Holly Jolly, the red, the blue, the green are all here. Where is purple? Ny4, get your ass into the battle here. Fire can't do this on his own as 2 scouts descend on 2 scouts. Let's take a look at their HPs. Ooh, red, be careful. Look at him running circles, but he runs circles straight into Hera, and the first kill of the game goes to Hera as he kills his opponent's scout. Not too sure why the mouse is not moving the screen to the right, but here it goes. Players are hitting castle. Extra town center going up for Hera. Extra town center going up for Hera. 2 town centers for our Berber. 2 town centers for our Saracen. And you guys know how much I love the Saracen. So on the whole, very excited to cast this game. The one little... I don't want to say fear, a little bit of hesitancy, a little trepidation, if I can even use those kinds of words. In a team game, and I've said this during my live streams, which is why I love casting team games live. Oh, Bear does not like scout meat. Picture in picture, you guys know I like to catch the action that I miss, because I sometimes focus on the silliest things, as you guys know, like, for example, a big old bear hiney. Very adorable bear hiney. Now, not as cute as an elephant, but still adorable. And for example, I missed the murder of 2 more scouts. 1 for Team Holly and 1 for Team Jolly. So I like to do picture in picture. Now, in a team game, maybe 2v2 will be a little different, but I am very scared that your entire screen will just be filled with picture-in-picture while I just sit here and look at this beautiful Christmas tree, this pine, next to a few of his dead. Actually, no, this one's a real beauty. This is a real beautiful tree here. But the last scout on the map, and as you take a look at the top of your screen, the last army count period, the last military at all, is Hera's scout, who is the only lone survivor of the zombie scout apocalypse. Placing the outpost is our Saracen. So let's see what the players are doing. We'll go clockwise, starting with our Saracen, who, as we saw, added a few town centers, continues to wall off the northern portion of his base. Blacksmith market, so not really much ado in resources, not really much to write home about. Villager population looks like it is significantly higher for Team Holly. Obviously, they have a Cuman with a second town center light years ahead of his opponents. Also blacksmith, also market for our Berber, who is building his farming economy. Also blacksmith, also market. So everyone's rushing up the standard kind of meta for arena. Forget the barracks, just rush your butt up to Castle Age. And it looks like KGB's TeTo is going to be the last to hit Castle, despite being the first to hit Feudal. And Hera plops down a fourth town center. Ooh, right as our Saracen does the same. I mean, this is about as lucky a resource generation as you can get. You have 3 clumps here right next to one another. And a fantastic location for a town center, as finally all 4 players are in Castle Age. Although no military counts at all. Where is Hera's scout? Okay, he's back in his base. Hera also building a bit of a wall off, as we saw, using the market and the blacksmith, the houses. I love this out of players when they do this, and it looks like all of the players are doing it, is using houses. Ooh, not our Berber. Our Berber's a cock of the walk over here, especially when this kind of shit happens. Number one, very sour that this happened to the Cumans, making a forest part of the wall up, because this can easily be taken out or jacked or gotten rid of in a million different ways. Also, the houses are going to have to extend a little bit. I'm not too sure why he stopped here. This is definitely not a hole you want to leave unplugged, and I don't think anyone else really has a forest or trees that form part of their primary wall off. All the players seem to have deleted their backwards walls. Okay, so we're approaching a fairly interesting situation where it really is our Cuman with a siege workshop here that is aggressing, and Hera is just sitting back. Fire is just sitting back. Our Berber not sitting back. He suspects that something's en route and immediately plops down a castle. More houses being built here. And so I am expecting out of these civilizations to have some pretty fun. I mean, someone asked me what my top 3 favorite civils were or are. And first, my response was, of course, I don't think it's very hard to choose a favorite civilization. I just love that they're all so different. They all have something super cool to offer. Green is pinging over here on the minimap. Not too sure why, but Cumans made the list. Why, you might ask? I just love their freaking speed. Paladins that move at 1 point, I want to say 5.4 or 5.6 styles, doesn't really matter. Those Hussars, Kipchaks, Siege Onagers to back it all up. I mean, this is a lightning fast civilization. And then, of course, you guys know my love. The Saracens are here. I hope we get to see a lot of Mamelukes. By the way, Mamelukes will pretty much counter anything that comes out of the Tatar base and anything that comes out of the Cuman base. I don't care if you're a Kipchak. I don't care if you're a Keshik. I don't care if you're a Paladin. I don't care if you're a Cav Archer with silk armor. That Mameluke is going to gun you down. But speaking of gunning down, got a bit of a situation here developing in front of our Cuman's base, who is taking 2 relics, loses a monk, but converts a camel archer, loses a second monk as well. So 2 monks for a camel archer. Sorry, I didn't mean to make the world's most annoying sound. That was more of me thinking or whether or not that was a good trade. I mean, 200 gold for that is not exactly the greatest. Although camel archers also, they cost 60 gold, so I'm not too sure it's not a terrible trade. And I don't know what's happening with the yo-yo that is the Cumans. He was first to feudal, last to castle. He is first to imperial. And all of a sudden, we're seeing knights become cavaliers. And I will now be able to confirm the speed on them. Looks like another conversion attempt. Looks like another monk died. And let's see, is it 154 or 156? It's 156, which is even worse. Now, why am I so caught up on the movement speed of the Cuman knights and soon to be cavaliers? Because in a team game, I'm hoping we get to see trade. And the Cumans have the only knights, cavaliers, paladins that can actually catch up to trade, I believe. Trade carts move at 1.5 tiles a second. Oh, it's a bear market here, says the Berber as he guns down that bear. Was that his? No, it was this ass that we were looking at earlier. I shouldn't say we. You guys are basically forced to look at where I look at. And no, some of you are very unhappy about that, but a lot of you don't really mind it. In any event, let's take a look. We've got silk. There's that silk armor. And our Saracen is heading up to Imperial as well. So Hera heading up to Imperial. Fire heading up to Imperial. Ny4 finds himself under attack here as our Cuman is first to push out and pushing out into the Berber. Now the Berbers, I should point out, the Camel Archer is also a pretty powerful counter unit to what might come out of both the Tatars and the Cumans if they go Cav Archers, because these guys come with a nice attack bonus against Cav Archer, and they're also a pretty quick attacking unit. So Cavalry Archer +4. Now I'm not too sure about the point of this wall off at the moment. I get it. You want to stop the battering rams, although at this point they're capped rams from entering your base. But they're going to destroy walls as quickly as you build them. And so a whole bunch of villagers have been pulled off the production line here. Our Saracen, is he coming to help? No, he is building his own structures here. And finally, Hera's scout dies at the 28 or so minute mark of the game. Everyone's in Imperial except for our no, our Berber is in Imperial. My apologies. Siege ram en route for the Cumans. And like I said, they're such a freaking fast civilization, and they can back up their sassy speed with some pretty powerful siege. It looks like our Saracen does discover what is happening here as Hera moves forward with no fewer than, holy moly, 7 forward archery ranges. And let's freaking see it. Elite camel archers are going to come with a bit more HP in a minute. I mean, the capped rams are, I mean, now they're siege rams. So the castle is going bye-bye. It looks like Red is going to send a few, possibly camels. Yeah, he's sending some camels over. The Saracen camels with 25% more HP. I believe they cap out when they're heavy at 170 HP. Now, at this point, you might as well use the villagers. There we go. No, he's using to repair. I was going to say to attack the rams. No, but the camels, are the camels enough to save this? Looks like Hera is moving out with a few units of his own, plopping down a very aggressive castle in front of our Saracen base. But our eyes are firmly glued onto this one castle with 400 HP, 200, 300. Oh my god, I feel like an auctioneer at Sotheby's. Hey, he's going 400, 300, 200 HP. Go, sold. I wanted to say gone and sold, and I said gold because I'm of course looking at the gold here. But the castle falls, but it is not a cheap castle to kill, as these heavy camels, 170 HP, are gonna make him pay for that castle as Hera starts besieging the Saracen. Bear gets activated. Cav archers are in danger. Not for very long, but they're in danger nonetheless. Hera pinging his own army, maybe telling his teammate, hey, I've got a bit of an army count over here as well. What are you? A few scouts attacking houses, a few camels chasing a very slow moving cavalier. And now it looks like the camels are chasing into our Cuman, but our Cuman absconds camels. I mean, camels should be able to take a good fight here. Their base pierce armor is shite at 0. I mean, their base armor of any kind is shite because they are a counter unit relying more on that +18 attack bonus against cavalry, which means that our Cuman needs to be very careful here. Heavy cav archers for our Tatar, on siege onager for our Saracen. Let's see it. Camels are not going to be able to destroy this structure very fast. You are not Hindustani camels with a quicker attack and an attack bonus against buildings. And we've got the battle of the four kings developing here as our Tatar pushes in. He is destroying any infrastructure he can lay his fiery bally hand on, and down goes the town center. Enough to one-shot are these four trebuchets. The gate is down, but fire again has created a bit of an alley situation here. And where is his siege onager? Oh, it's all the way over here. And it's not a siege onager yet. It's still 2 minutes away from being a siege onager. All of a sudden, action everywhere, and this is what I'm talking about with my neck being craned in every direction possible. Our Saracen is raiding. Camels, though, are going to fall to the halberdiers. He's trying to get villagers, but again, camels are going to fall, and now TeTo is in the back of Fire's base, a minute and 20 seconds away. He needs those frickin' siege onagers, and he needs them ASAP because Hera has gone pure range play. I don't see any melee out of him, and we've got our first trade cart moving very, very slowly, so not upgraded just yet, so moving at 1 tile a second. And Hera pushes in with a castle here. The attack from our Cuman did a little bit of damage, got the castle, and then completely stopped. I wonder why. Where is his army count? What are the army counts? Team Holly double the army count of Team Jolly. Camel archers taking on skirmishers as the camels themselves close in on everything. The camels are going to do a pretty freaking good job. And here come the onagers. They are tired of waiting to become siege onagers, and they become siege onagers at the perfect moment. Oh, a whole bunch of cav archers are flattened, but 1 onager goes down. 2 onagers. No! Hera loses a whole bunch of skirmishers, but... oh, not a Teutonic onager with ironclad. So, oh, he's closing. Hera's not paying attention. Loses more cav archers to this onager. Not enough to one-shot. We'll get the tail end off. Oh, if you've ever felt bad about taking a siege onager shot to the face, do not feel bad. It happens to literally everyone. As Hera has to back away here all of a sudden, his army count is not as powerful as it used to be. He is reinforcing with a whole bunch of skirmishers, but army count totals are still 61 to 112. But Team Jolly is leading in the villager population as a random ram moves in here. There's a lot of gold miners that can take these rams on, although with 270 HP, maybe not. I'm not too sure why he brought back the camel archers. They're not going to do jack shit against those rams, as they could potentially be very deadly over here. They will snipe these heavy cav archers, which, by the way, as we saw, have silk armor. Oh, Hera takes more balls to the face. But the skirmishers are here. The Saracen camels. I mean, we've got a battle of camel versus... I don't even know what to call the Team Holly's army. But a nice standoff ensuing here. I mean, this is a beautiful little screenshot here. Oh, he's getting his own camels. But the camels close. They move in on the trebs. Hera is trying to micro the skirmishers as best as he possibly can. But how do you micro against 7 freaking siege onagers? Do they have counterweights? No, they do not. They do not need it. These are not Sipahi Turkish. Oh, he killed so much of his own units there. These are not Sipahi 100 HP cav archers. These are just basic 80 HP. No, not 80. He doesn't have bloodlines yet. Hera forgot about bloodlines. Camel archers, 7 kills only, shows you how weak they are against everything other than cavalry archers. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Our Cuman is also getting hussars, which I believe should be the fastest unit in the game after a trade cart with a caravanserai support. I mean, I say these things, you guys know, it's either the fastest or the second fastest. I forget how fast a Shravamsha rider is. Also 1.7 something. Trebs fall. Hera's castle done. And all of a sudden, Team Holly's attack has been stopped at the 40-minute mark, but Hera's training 6 trebuchets. Does he have bloodlines yet? No, he does not. Oh my goodness. On how many cav archers? 21 cav archers. That is 420 extra HP of tankiness. Ny4 is wasting time here attacking these structures. It looks like our Saracen tried very optimistically to get a castle up, but denied it is, as these cavaliers are running amok. 8 villager kills. Camels, hello, wake up. You might want to help your teammate out here. And by the way, never ever take when I say things like that, hey, wake up, do this, do that, as any kind of criticism. Those of you who play the game know how impossibly hard it is, especially when you're playing against players with 2,000 plus, or even 1727 elo, to micro so many things at once. And if you don't play the game, you from the casts know how freaking hard it is and how mistakes are so common and oversights are so common. I mean, who can blame him? Okay, now he remembers that he's got 2 camels here, 4 camels here. And now we're going to have a battle of Hussars. Oh, it looks like a bit of a penetration in the back of Hera's base, though. Our Berber has caught a trade cart. Is trade up at all at the moment? Doesn't look like it for any team. I'm going to zoom out. Not for Team Jolly. Not for Team Holly. I mean, I guess a quicker, easier way to do that would have been to look at the top of my screen, although TeTo is training 6 total cards. Hera still has 1. We've got 2 for our Berber and 3 for our Saracens. So we're starting to get into the stage where trade goes up. And trade basically just elongates the coolness of a game, if I can use the cool cat phraseology here. Uh-oh. Hera unpacks them at the perfect moment. Their armor jumps. Oh, but no, you're unpacking them. They're packing them. I don't freaking know anymore. I'm just gonna say whatever the hell I want, as I have mentioned before. We are getting into that stage of the game where trade becomes a reality, and when trade becomes a reality, you don't just see trash units, you see a lot more than that. Berber Castle is under attack. Camels are heading over. They are getting blocked by a bunch of purple villagers. They are fully upgraded. Elite Camel Archer, fully upgraded. Hussars, fully upgraded for green. Fully upgraded for purple. Cav Archers, I think we already saw, are fully upgraded. So the upgrade count is absolutely bonkers. Center Castle falls. And what an absolute crazy engagement happening, shaping up here in the center, as camels are getting ready to absolutely... I don't know why Team Jolly is being so hesitant. They can just rush into this. Purple, a little bit of miscommunication, pulled back at the moment that fire moved forward. I think if he had supported fire there, this entire blue army would have melted. There is nothing that they can do against this. Okay, perfect. The camel archers pivot to the right to take on the cavalry archers. The camels pivot to the left to take out the skirmishers. The Hussars are not going to accomplish very much here. Hera is pinging like furious over here. His army is about to get absolutely wrecked. Although our Cuman presciently mixing in some halberdiers as well. These Saracen siege onagers are not finding any purchase as a whole bunch of treb balls demolish them. I got, I guess, way overconfident. Maybe they waited a little bit too long. Green reinforced with some halberdiers, and all of a sudden the dynamics changed entirely. And now purple is in a situation you never want to be in, trading out your unique unit for skirmishers. What is happening here? The camels catch a few trebs, but again, camels just absolutely suck at almost everything other than killing men on horses. And even for that, they need some kind of numbers, some kind of support. Our Berber needs to get his ass over here. Hera's not paying attention. His horses are getting taken from behind. Blue's trade carts are now out. Purple and red trade carts are out as well. So everyone's got trade. Let's take a look at the trade numbers. 64 gold is not bad at all. I don't see a trade cart that's full. We'll keep an eye out. So 64 for Team Holly as these lightning fast. Oh, by the way, what is the movement speed on a Cuman Hussar? I'm gonna go with 1.76. I'm liking the 6 today. I think it's gonna hit when I roll the dice. Okay, he doesn't have any Cumans Hussars left, but he's going to go up to Paladin. Oh, what an absolute treat. Cuman Paladins. As Hera now moves south. Where are the damage dealers? Let's take a look at Siege. 7 trebs for blue, 4 rams for green, 4 trebs, 2 bombard cannons for purple, and 4 siege onagers for our Saracen. Oh, here they are. 1.74. This is why I always get confused between 5 and 6. The Paladin moves at a 1.56, and these guys move at a 1.74. Ooh, I picked the wrong one. I picked the Berber Hussar. This is why I have trust issues, goes the meme, as Hera pushes in yet again. But there is a whole bunch of infrastructure. I love what Fire has done here. He has clogged up the works with so much infrastructure. Hera takes an absolute shitty, oh my god, terrible shot, but it didn't really kill that much. Oh, what a lucky maneuvering. Oh no, what a missed opportunity. So one great onager shot. Okay, two great onager shots. Three great onager shots and two shitty ones. And now the camels are engaging into halberdiers that I believe come with a 28 attack bonus, 26 against camels. Guys, I do apologize. Sometimes I do fixate on the numbers. Sometimes I get the numbers wrong. Hussars are raiding the back of the Berber base. Paladins are taking issue with the front of the Berber base. Hera has retreated. His cav archers got stopped here by the camel siege onager combo. And all of a sudden the camels are chasing. I'm not too sure why they stopped chasing. I guess there's only 12 of them. Hera still missing bloodlines. Is this one of his Twitch contests that somebody said you do not get bloodlines? Army counts identical, villager population. Team Holly is ahead about 10%, 15%, and the map has kind of quieted down. No one is raiding anyone, even though trade is out, and Team Holly is where they were half an hour ago. They are the ones putting on the aggression, and Team Jolly finds themselves having to respond yet again. And now, unfortunately, it's their trade that's coming under attack, and oh, more trade cards do die. Two bombard cannons are exposed here. The Cuman Hussars are absolutely going to maneuver all the way around this Berber armor. Two Trebs, where the actual hell are you going? Unsupported. Camels close in. Ooh, the onagers. So my own units be damned. Oh, two Trebs fall. A third should fall. Let's see if the balls get an onager. They should get one. Yes, they get one, but all of Hera's forward Trebs are now gone, as are a bunch of skirmishers. Our Berber has inserted himself into a little nook here, and I don't mind it at all. 144 kills for these camel archers. Even the paladins are gonna have to get the hell out of here. I don't think it's enough to one-shot a paladin, especially not with 7 armor against the 12 attack. Definitely not enough to one-shot a siege ram, but our Berber is holding the line at the front of his base. Let's see what Hera's up to now. Okay, he's running into Saracen Hussars now. Another disgusting onager shot. Hera conjoins his army at the worst time. And this is an absolute baller move out of Fire. He is pushing back the Tatar with a combo of camel and trash. 149 kills for these 47. Now 46, 151 kills, but our Cuman isn't done. We are 55 minutes into the game. The scores are literally 600 points. 4% difference in scores tells you how absolutely bloody this game has been so far. And Hera yet again inserts himself into a death alley over here. Why did Red delete that house? Why did he do that? Or did Hera attack that house? I don't think he attacked it. That just gives your opponent an out. Uh-oh. Raiding. Guys, I don't think I'll be able to do very many pips in this game, because that's just going to take about 3 days to do the pips, and they're just going to be way too distracting. So I do apologize if we do miss some action out on the map, but so far Team Holly just relentless, sacrificing cavalry so that these siege rams can close in. He's got to get rid of some of this walling here, otherwise those rams are going to take a bit of a longer route to get to where they're going. What's the villager kill count on these Hussars? 23 villagers killed. Looks like a few Saracen Hussars do get gunned down as well. Our Berber is back with even more. Does Hera? At this point, I'm assuming it's just somebody told him to not get bloodlines. Assuming he played this game on the Twitch stream, because as you guys pointed out, sometimes these players, they do challenges. Oh no, another juicy bags, more juicy bags of flesh here for these Hussars to slice into. Sometimes these pro players do challenges, and for example, I know Hera has a pretty cool feature in his next upcoming subathon, where he's gonna play with just, I think, the mouse, not a keyboard. Which is gonna be pretty fun to watch. I may not cast that game, but I'm definitely gonna watch that game. Oh, these guys have to be so careful. But a blocking house is keeping the Cuman from entering this base, and Hera loses yet another castle. But does he care? Uh-oh. Green is pinging over here. Why? Because there's Berber camel archers, 142 kills on them. Let's keep an eye on that on the mini map. It looks like our Saracen will be able to clean this aggression up at home. So why don't we take a look at this? Oh no, you're doing the worst thing. You're literally 20 tiles away from the trade route. Okay, he parks himself here. We'll take a bit of castle fire, but doesn't really care. And all of a sudden, no, the cav archers. So brilliant move here out of Ny4 to split up his camel archer count. And this is 64 gold that is dying with each trade cart. Oh no. Look at the absolute slaughter, the insanity, the humanity. As camels, there's a lot of growling in my ear right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. By the way, let's take a look at their trade. 58. Oh no. So the trade for Team Jolly is 10% lower than the trade for Team. I mean, this is a big ball move out of Hera. He sends 20 trade carts, a bunch of them with gold on them, and the villagers. Our Cuman is sacrificing villagers so that the trade carts can pass unhindered, but our Berber is not falling for it. One down. One is all he gets. What an absolute missed opportunity there for our Berber to absolutely handicap some of the trade of their opponents. As now we have a bunch of low stake engagements happening around the map, and FYI, Team Holly's aggression has basically been stopped. Aside from a few more Tatar trebuchets that are protected by a pretty lackluster army here, they find themselves on the defensive. The camels need to engage into these skirmishers. Why the hell are you just taking a bunch of HP damage? And all of a sudden, Team Jolly's aggression is now over, but the Hussars do close in. Let's see if they're going after the trade. They could have gotten a good amount of these cav archers, because again, as we saw, they do not have bloodlines. Camels again wasting their time on structures here. I mean, Hera's gonna have to content himself with a few outlying structures, which our Saracen doesn't really mind losing at the moment. By the way, our Saracen has been knocked down to 2 town centers. Hera is now pinging here a nice Cuman wall off. Well, there you go. I guess the 33% more HP on the palisade walls did come in handy as our Berber gets smushed in here. The paladins are going to have a field day. How many of these Hussars will survive? I mean, look at that. That is just gross. And now there's an even bigger wall off, a more stronger wall off, I should say. Hera's trade carts are taking about the weirdest routes to get to their destination as possible. And the map has quieted down. A few Berber units taking out a siege ram as a Cuman Hussar takes on a siege workshop. And look at that. A moment of silence, a moment of peace, a moment of tranquility in an otherwise stormy sea here. This game, after the first 20 minutes, has just absolutely erupted. Our Tatar is getting an onager. Why the hell is our Tatar getting onagers? Does he really want to contest siege onagers with onagers? Very, very interesting. And FYI, that onager is as good as it's going to get for the Tatars. They do not have siege onagers. Ooh, our Berber yet again wants to enter into this base. Oh, he gets one house, but a secondary house already up. This is a big cavalry force, 46 army supply right here, but it is going to run into siege onagers and camels. Let's see it. I absolutely love what Fire has been doing here, creating these alleyways. Onager shots, Hera, no! He loses the tail end of some of his units here. Fire has just done an amazing job creating, you know, clogging the toilet. I don't know how else to put it. It's a very crass way of saying it, but You know, shitter's full, he says to Hera, who tries to penetrate his base and has to go through a whole bunch of narrow alleyways here. But this might be very problematic for our Saracen as a bunch of cav archers move in. 22 kills on them already. Only 4 villagers, though. So not bad. Uh-oh, now the trade of Team Jolly is under attack. But at the same time, the Hussars from the Berber are pushing out. There's another body of Hussars here. 9 of them. 0 kills so far. And it looks like Hera's entire force has been slaughtered. I'm hearing more and more treb balls. Bombard towers out of our Tatar. Yes, please and thank you. Okay, our Berber is getting cleaned up here. I mean, the stats on this game are going to be absolutely epic. We're already an hour and 8 minutes in. Trade was a little slow to get up. I mean, our Berber is attacking infrastructure with the worst units he possibly can. Hussars and camel archers. The meat shield moves in. The camel archers are gonna have a freaking field day. Only 19 kills on them so far. This is why he got onagers. I wanted to pivot to see where those onagers were, and oh my goodness, Fire is about to get blindsided. Let's take a look at his vision. He doesn't know. He doesn't see. Scotty doesn't know that he's about to get absolutely sideswiped by a bunch of onagers. Let's keep our vision. Actually, let's take a quick look at what's happening down here. It looks like the Cumans are having a tough time dislodging our Berber. And this, oh, he's so unawares. He's even putting down another lumber camp. He sees the attacking army. He sees that there's onagers. How close is Hera? Okay, Hera is a few tiles away. I know there's action everywhere, but I don't care at all. Let's watch our Berber, our Saracen rather, discover, and let's see how quickly he reacts. And the onagers show up. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He does not react yet. Does not react. Hera going after trees and not villagers. Doesn't need to go after the villagers because there's so many cav archers here. 40 of them are gonna slaughter this wood line. What is our Saracen doing? The markets are very exposed. Great vision there out of Team Holly. Saw those markets, and now the Hussars are back. Even more dead villagers. But what do you do against this giant ball of army here, especially moving forward with 3 trebs and Saracen siege rams as well? Oh no, an emergency castle. I don't know that this castle's even gonna go up at this point. Might as well have pulled all of the villagers. You need them. Where is the Saracen army? What is it doing? It is slowly moving back here. 12 camels are not going to do much. Maybe 15 will. Okay, but the siege onagers need to get their asses over here. Red needs to wait a minute. Don't engage just yet. Okay, Hera going to lose a bunch of cav archers here, especially when more and more villagers garrison this castle. He's going to lose his onagers. That is a sour loss there for our Tatar, who is pushed back. And all of a sudden, where are Red siege onagers? What am I missing? Where are they? Why did it take me there? Oh my god. I guess he thinks he doesn't need them? And I guess he's right as the camels. Holy shit, the camels. The camels save the day yet again. I told you what the Franks are to Nightline units. The Saracens are to camels. They're just so badass. 170 HP is just an absolute insane amount of HP on a counter unit. And our Saracen pushes out, says F that. F that, but he's about to get bombarded in the back of the head yet again. He needs vision right now. He does. Oh, he's trying to place an outpost, so he will run into these villagers building these bombard towers. Now, what Saracen camels should not be doing is engaging underneath a castle. I mean, again, the freaking trade cards for Hera are just taking the worst possible path, but this Tatar castle should fall. Let's pivot south. It's been a while since we saw this arena of war here. No pun intended. The trebs are gone. 79 kills on these 33 camel archers. And Hera is just pushing in with bombard towers. Now, our Saracen does have a bit of time. He can react. He also does have a castle here that he can use to gun these guys down because there's no supporting army here. And all of a sudden, Team Jolly, flexing their muscles, are the ones pushing out. Let's take a look at the resources. Team Holly, a lot of wood for all the good that it's going to do them. Not a lot of food, but Team Jolly is baroque. No stone, no gold, barely any food. Our Berber has some wood, which I guess is I mean, I guess that's great if you're continuing to train camel archers. That being said, if Team Holly keeps taking trades like this, where Paladins are getting exchanged for Hussars, their resources are not going to last them very long now. I don't know that the Camel Archers need to retreat out of here. These Paladins are very bruised and battered. He is heading straight north, due north. Why? Because, oh my god, all of a sudden, Hera's base has been cracked open like an egg, and there is a whole bunch of fighting going on here. But our Cuman has supported his teammate, and the stream of units is real. Once the Camel Archers get here, it is going to be very bad news for Team Holly. So he needs to stop. He needs to throw as many halberdiers at them as possible. Their count is dying. They are getting sniped left, right, and center, but they are finally here. 32 out of the 47 or so show up. But by now, it's too late. Or is it? Dum, dum, dum. No, I think it's a little bit too late. And he's targeting the military. Good move there out of Ny4. Because once you get rid of the military, did I see Keshiks? No, I saw Kipchaks. So Cuman mercenaries being researched for our Cuman. And all of a sudden, 19 Camel Archers. Let's see what they do. They're just gunning trade cards down left, right, and center. One-shotting, but 19 has become 947 dead Camel Archers. What is going on in the back of our Saracens base? These bombard cannon towers, rather, have cleared up a whole bunch of infrastructure. But now there's Trebs, or a Treb. It looks like our Cuman, our Tatar, rather, tried to train some of them free Kipchaks. And here's what I'm talking about. It is the only Paladin. Trade cart moves at a 1.5. Paladin, oh my goodness, 1.56. The only Paladin that can catch up to a trade cart. And we have seen in the live streams of team games how deadly the Cumans can be in the later stages of a matchup when they just insert a whole bunch of Paladins into the trade route. And unlike other Paladins that need a little bit of time to catch the trade carts, they do not. Another big engagement here. Looks like our Cuman is adding in onagers of his own. Although Purple's Hussars are here and they are contesting this, but can't contest where. This is why I said I wanted to see Genitors, because what are you going to do against the Halberdiers? I mean, this is just a waste of Hussars here now. Hera pushes out yet again. He has 42 going up to 51. And they finally have bloodlines. Absolutely epic. And he is here. He is pushing to the north. But Hussars, are you going to get the onager before the onager gets the Treb? Probably not. Probably not. But they do get it nonetheless. And now where are they going? They're going to get some vision. They're seeing a absolute insane push here out of Hera. I mean, get a few villagers to repair these guys if they do come under attack. And despite Team Jolly's best efforts, they yet again find themselves on the receiving end of the aggression as an absolute crazy push here out of our Cuman with a whole bunch of siege rams supported by some pretty unstoppable units here. I mean, Paladins, Halberdiers, and Hussars. Our Berber says, I'm not even going to bother to stop it. I'm just going to go across the map. I wonder why they haven't really cut through this little area. Maybe they just can't get into it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The gate. Oh, it shuts at the last moment. Our Berber is just not finding any avenue of attack. Speaking of that, Hera just lost a whole bunch of his units to the Saracen Camel Hussar combo. And all of a sudden, his aggression looks a little bit lackluster. He is continuing to reinforce, which tells us Hera thinks he can keep pushing here and he can hold this location. How many villagers repairing the castle? 4 villagers repairing the castle. We'll see how that does. Looks like a big engagement here as well. Fire is balancing his economy. Honestly, all the players are balancing their economies more and more. Now it's 69 for all you perverts out there. And how much is it for you? 55. So now it's about what? What's 14 divided by 55? Like 26, 27, 28% less trade? That is not good for Team Jolly. They need to get either a lot more trade cards than their opponents, which 42 trade cards for our Cuman, 80 trade cards for our Tatar. I don't think Hera's running out of gold anytime soon. And he's finally using up that wood reserve that he's been building up, and he is just non-stop going Cav Archers at this point. It's Okay, if you, of course, the second I say that, he begins training Keshiks, but the castle does fall. Hera's aggression here is getting stopped. The Treb, one more bomb, and it falls, but the Ram will fall as well. I mean, look at the frickin' scores. Less than 5% difference, or maybe just 5% difference. At this point, if the players can snipe each other's siege units and keep sniping each other's siege units, this game can last about 5 hours. Both of them have trade routes that are not being touched, and of course I open my big mouth as a bunch of Cuman hussars show up. A paladin as well joining in on the raiding. Why the hell not? It's one camel bravely stands against 42, the meaning of life cav archers, and dies immediately. No, now he's streaming in one camel at a time. That is not good. Where's the ram going? Where's the ram going? So our Saracen needs to take a moment, collect his thoughts, center himself, and build up a bit of an army count. And Team Jolly's army count has dropped now about 40 or so below, although they are 10 civilian population ahead. Now I'm wondering if this 281 290 includes trade carts. I'll see at the end of the game. We'll take a look. I'm not too sure if it does or not. What are you, a random hussar now taking a few of Hera's villagers out? And Cuman paladins show up, but they are facing off against Saracen camels, so I'm not too sure how they're gonna do. Hera takes an onager shot, takes a whole bunch of damage. Our Saracen needs, where is he training the siege onager, and why is it not out of here? Why is this siege workshop not doing anything? Fire is, I was gonna say for a second ago, out of gold. Now he's training a siege onager out of here. Oh, if that pops out at the worst possible moment, that could be very bad news bears for Hera. Oh no. Hussars in the trade route, the name of a popular 90s rock band. Okay, 2 more onagers. Let's see. We're at 78, 80%. Let's see. Red is just trying to keep blue hanging out. Where will the onager spawn? Oh, he spawns inside. No. Don't give Hera an opportunity to see it. Ungarrison it immediately. Ungarrison it immediately. I mean, our Saracen is very confident that he can hold this. Oh, Hera has the exact same idea. The villager dies, but the onager doesn't. And fantastic get there by our Saracen. Hera peels off a few of his cav archers. Probably wanted to go and attack the siege onager, but then the camels showed up and stopped them. What is happening in Ny4's base? He's cleaned up the raid yet again. But even more paladins. I mean, the trade is just allowing us to see such a badass army composition. An hour and a half into the game, we're seeing flaming camels. Oh my god. You guys wanted team games. You've got a team game here. Hera's got to be so freaking careful. Okay. Our Cuman not paying attention. Hera not paying attention. These are not Georgian mounted units that regenerate HP. They are down 1,000 HP. They're going to take another good shot. Okay. Oh, our Saracen is just getting so many good shots off. Let's see what's going on down south real quick. Yet again, the camel archers find themselves holding the line against more powerful melee cavalry. Let's see the flaming camels. What are they going to do? Where are they going to blow up against? Oh, a preemptive onager shot there does not much. Okay. Another preemptive guesstimate of where those flaming camels are going. Oh, Hera. Okay, that is very bad. That is very bad for our Tatar. He takes 3 incredibly terrible onager shots. And in come the camels, who themselves take okay, not a good, not a bad, kind of middle of the road. But the Cuman paladin, 33 of them en route, have just cracked open the trade route, and now it is bad news bears for Team Jolly as these paladins close in on the trade. And oh no, things are getting very bad. Good guesswork there out of our Saracen. Hera's having very much a difficult time closing in. He misses the onager shot himself. He is getting pushed back. He's got an onager of his own here now, though. Oh, and thus falls the last of the forward onagers. Let's zoom out because there is so much chaos happening. Paladins continuing to wreck the trade route. Our Berber is now adding heavy camels of his own. Upgrades at least fully upgraded, which is good. An absolute mayhem. And Hera has cracked the base. And he, with his reinforcements, is just refusing to leave. And oh, well, a truly holly jolly bloodbath. Absolutely epic game. An hour and 33 minutes. Wow. I mean, Team Holly just non-stop aggression. 569 hussars, 631 hussars. Oh my goodness. So one lightning fast, one built at a discount, peak APMs. I don't know if these are averages, so we're going to ignore them. Now the moment of truth. Economy, kill count, and trade. I guess trade is part of the economy. Let's take a look. Trade profit for Team Holly, 69. Oh, wow. Look at that. Exactly 69,000. So a nice little pervy number for all of you meme lords out there, right? 68 and 9. 69,000 trade for them. Oh my goodness. Only 37,000. So half the trade, basically. A little bit less, a little bit more than half the trade for Team Jolly versus Team Holly. No wonder Team Holly was able to continue pumping out endless waves of Cav Archers, Paladins. 10,000 relic gold for our Cuman. I mean, holy shit. And by the way, even with that gold, he's still not ahead. He's still not number one when it comes to gold gathering because Hera's trade is, what is this, 18, 19,000 ahead of him? Wow. I mean, this has just been an... And now the moment of truth. What do we think? How many thousands of units? I'm going to guess, and this is probably going to bite me in the ass, I'm going to guess a total of 6,000 to 8,000 dead units. Oh, I was so off. I was so off. It looks like only about 4,500. Okay, so about 75% of what I thought. Our Cuman killing the most. Our Tatar killing the least. Very interesting. And then decent kill counts for Team Jolly with our Berber, who held the line for so freaking long against that Cuman aggression, taking the lead on his team. But our Cuman just absolutely wave after wave after wave of cavalry. And who received, our Cuman received the most? Oh, although not by much. Our Saracen also received a lot of aid from the Berber and gave very little. Our Cuman gave about, what is that, 40% of, a little bit over 40% of what he got. But look at that crazy relic gold, 10,000, 69,000 to 36, 37,000. That pretty much explains what happened. And even though we got to see some camel archers planting themselves here, and even though for a moment things looked very, very dicey for Team Holly when our Saracen attacked into here, just a very uncoordinated attack, unfortunately. How long did it take those camel archers to, I think they were here, around here somewhere, to go all the way up? And by the time they even reached here, I think they started out 47 strong. It's like a fantasy novel, you know, like a traditional fantasy novel where the hero has a fellowship that joins him, and one by one they get picked off and die. Not all of them, but most of them. He arrived here with, what, 32 or something like that, and that very quickly died to halberdiers and cav archers. So yeah, Team Jolly just not really able to put on as much pressure as Team Holly. And oh yeah, one last thing I wanted to check. So 106. Okay, so it does include the trade cards because 36 and 70 is 106. I mean, Hera with 80 trade cards. Oh, that's not enough. That's not enough. He needs 3 more. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who wanted to see a team game, you got one. Those of you who didn't, I apologize, but this is the absolute insanity and chaos I am yet undecided if at this point you will have seen any picture-in-picture, because I think it's just going to distract way too much. Although maybe I'll put in some picture-in-picture for the big battles, because there were a few huge battles here that I missed up here, and I believe in here as well, where Hera lost a whole bunch of these cav archers, which finally have bloodlines. And it is with those cav archers with bloodlines, it is with the lightning quick Cuman cavalry. 1.74 tiles a second is redonkulous. And more importantly, or just as importantly, I should say, the supporting halberdiers that kept those camels and camel archers and enemy hussars at bay. Wow. A holly jolly bloodbath did ensue. 4,500 or so kills, right? I'm just going to check that one last time, because so 12. So this is about 2,200. And this is about 2,200. Yeah, well, I'm eyeballing it very much like in Captain America Winter Soldier, where, or was it? No, never mind. Avengers Civil War, when Tony's suit gets, when Captain America damages Tony's suit, and Tony has to eyeball his missile that he fires at Bucky, the Winter Soldier. And I just eyeballed that. So about 4,500 kills. It really was a holly jolly bloodbath. But ultimately, it is Team Holly with the over hour of aggression, basically with one exception. I should say two very brief exceptions. Non-stop aggression for about an hour. And look at the mini-map. There is just way too much Cuman, way too much Tatar. And this little maneuver here out of Hera was just absolutely the icing on the cake, the cherry on the sundae. And speaking of that, maybe I'll go to McDonald's and get myself an ice cream sundae, because I just made myself want one. It is Team Holly, Hera, and TeTo who are victorious. But wow, GG to both players. Happy New Year to everyone, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. And yeah, stay tuned for more super fun content, especially in the new year. Some big announcements coming up, so stay tuned for those. And like I said, happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. GG to all 4 players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.